Republican Congressman Matt Gaetz of Florida sits on the House Judiciary Committee and has talked very strongly about the release of this memo. In fact, you told us on this very program, don't redact a thing. Your thoughts as it's come out?
Well, Harris, we now know the facts of what happened. The Democratic Party hired the Perkins Law Firm. The Perkins Law Firm hired Fusion GPS. Fusion GPS hired Christopher Steele to go and dig up the dossier, and then they hired Nellie Orr, the wife of Bruce Orr, to get the fake dossier from a political environment into the bloodstream of the intelligence community and to convert it into an intelligence document. And what's most outrageous to me is that this fake dossier was so unreliable that the way that it was validated to the Fisa court was a Yahoo News article written by Michael Isikoff, planted by Christopher Steele. So Christopher Steele wrote the fake dossier, and then he went and planted fake news stories to validate the dossier. The FBI was going to pay Christopher Steele. They had authorized payment, but then when they found out he was talking to the media and that he was unreliable, they canceled payment to him. But even after canceling payment to Christopher Steele, the FBI and the Department of Justice reauthorized the Fisa warrant to spy on American citizens based on a political document that had its origins at the Democratic National Committee. Harris, I've been waiting a long time to stitch together that fact pattern for the American people. I think that Devin Nunes and the members of the Intelligence Committee have done yeoman's work. They've done great service to the country to get this into the public square. And now, rather than have a bunch of partisan bickering, I think we need to come together as Republicans and Democrats, remedy this situation immediately, support President Trump in his efforts to reform the FBI and Department of Justice, and then pass legislation so that this type of thing never happens again.
Well, I don't know how much luck you're going to have with Democrats coming together with you. Nancy Pelosi wants the House Intel chairman thrown out. Can we pop this up? She wants Devin Nunes gone. The decision of Chairman Nunes and the House Republicans to release a bogus memo, as she calls it, has taken the GOP's cover-up campaign to a new, completely unacceptable extreme. Congressman Gaetz, your response?
How can Nancy Pelosi even talk about a cover-up campaign? You had the FBI and Department of Justice essentially covering up that the DNC was the entity that was paying for this dossier. It's not just the information that the FBI and Department of Justice gave to the Fisa court, it's the information they omitted. They never told the Fisa court that this information had come from a political document. They never told the Fisa court that they had to terminate payment to Christopher Steele because they found him unreliable. They went and continued to reauthorize spying on American citizens. So, look, the Democrats have unfortunately attempted every delay tactic, every maneuver to try to stop the American people from knowing the truth. But that's over now. The truth is out. And so I would extend an olive branch to Nancy Pelosi. Let's work together.
Wow.
Let's find out why these things happened, and let's work together to fix it so it never happens again. Because you know what? If this could happen to Republicans, maybe it could happen to Democrats in the future too. And this is a time for us to come together as Americans, not to fight, but to acknowledge what went wrong, fix the problem so it doesn't hurt us going forward, and then to make sure it never happens again.
Wow. What you're talking about is weaponizing an agency. And what we saw was the IRS a couple of years ago looking for conservatives and certain types of words and groups' names. We have seen this before. In game, and I'm asking every congressional and well, every member of Congress and anybody else I can talk to that makes the laws, what is the end game? Where is the accountability here? What should that look like?
Well, first, I think you've got to get rid of the bad people who were involved in this process that allowed it to happen, because they couldn't possibly institute the reforms that are necessary. Well, look, I look at Rod Rosenstein as somebody who was very involved in the renewal process, and only the president knows what he's been briefed on or not been briefed on. If the president has been lied to, he'll know it and he'll take swift action. I also think that there is a legislative opportunity here for more oversight, for more transparency, for more reporting to the Congress, because as we go back through the timeline here, Harris, we'll find circumstances where, whether it was Brennan or Clapper or Comey, they weren't telling Congress the truth while these things were going on, and if we had better legislation for oversight, we would have been able to find this out sooner and stop the bad stuff from happening.
Congressman Gaetz, we're about